Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Weekly Shonen Breakdown for the week of July the 2nd, 2018. My name is Trey, this is the Full Spectrum, and let's get started. We start off with Alice and Taiyo 1 Teenager. The next in the series of jump starts is being added this time, and it's pretty good. We get to see that Alice's smile captivates the boys at the school, and that Taiyo is a pretty good guy while delivering that takoyaki. We also get to see that once he sees the keyboard, he can't really help himself, and begins to play a beautiful song. Obviously, we can't hear it through the page, but you can really see the power that the music is having on Alice as she hears it through the panel. And so, of course, she wants him to join the band club, but, he runs off. She seems to know him, though, and she hunts him down with his student ID and asks him out. She takes him to a music studio, and at this music studio, she introduces him as Taiyo. This is Taiyo. And her cousin Yuri is just like, oh, you found Taiyo. And he's just like, how do you know me? He finally convinces her, or she finally convinces him to play a song. And she knows the lyrics already. She recognizes the song as a song that Taiyo had put up as a Vocaloid song years ago. And this speaks a lot for his character in the nervousness that he shows and the worry that he has in that he uploaded this music. Obviously, he's proud of this music, but he's also worried about this music, worried that people may not like it, worried that, he'll never be able to make it as a professional, and so he took it back down. And, Alice tells him that she recognizes the song, that she only needed to hear a little bit to know it, and this affects him. But he's still afraid, and their ideals clash. He goes to run off, and, Alice tells him that she's going to be performing the next day. And the next day, we see Yuri at the school festival, and, she tells him how much that song affected Alice, that finding out that, with all the prejudices that she faced, living in America, that there was somebody back in Japan her age making music, and it really changed her, that sparked something in Taiyo. And he, runs to go be at Alice's concert, and the lights go out, and Alice is just standing there, waiting for Taiyo. And sure enough, there's a piano on the stage, and of course there is, because she was hoping he would come and play for her. And, while he's standing there, and Alice is standing out there, and she's waiting, self-doubt starts to creep in again, and it creeps in the coolest way possible. This moment of just, Taiyo beside himself, basically, as it is going, don't do it. It'll all work out. And then he does it anyway. And begins to play. And the stage crew turns a light on, and you get to see that Taiyo is still in the darkness. But as the light is shining on Alice and bathing her in the glow, you get to see Taiyo shrouded in darkness, still playing, because what does it matter if he can't see the keys? He wrote that song, he knows that song. And there's this beautiful panel of just the wind stirring around him as the music is spreading out from him to the crowd. And people in the crowd are just stunned at how powerful this music is. And this really powerful image as well. We can see that immediately after Taiyo runs off. But Alice follows him to let him hear the applause from their duet that they did. And that's when she makes the declaration that they're going to take over the world with music. All in all, I thought Alice and Taiyo was really good. Really looking forward to more. I enjoyed just about the whole thing. There wasn't really anything that I didn't like. And I'm very much looking forward to more. This was very well done. I thought the art was really good. You could feel how much the music meant to them through the panels. It really made me kind of want to see it animated for that moment of the light shining on Alice and Taiyo in the dark. But together making such a cool dichotomy of not just theme, but also tone in a really interesting way. For that, I am going to give Alice and Taiyo 1, 2 thumbs up. I thought it did an excellent job. Very much looking forward to more. After that, we have One Piece 909, Seppuku. Nekomamushi meets with Marco, who's working as a doctor in Whitebeard's old village. Marco, oh man, my gosh, Marco. The panel of Marco rubbing at his eyes is incredible. There is so much detail in that panel, just in the way that Marco is sitting there, and you clearly see the strain that he's being put through of knowing that Blackbeard is still roaming around using Whitebeard's power, but he's also like shaking. It's just so well done. And it conveys so much emotion. Oda's so good at just single panels that convey emotion. And this one just told you everything you need to know about Marco, and immediately told us, of course, that Marco's not going anywhere right now. But he has a message for Luffy that he's going to send through Nekomamushi. Then we see Wano. Oh boy, Wano. We get to see Frenosuke. We get to see Usohachi. We get to see Orobi. We get to see the plan that they had set up, which was for all of them to just lay low until everything's ready, that Kinemon had put into place. And so that's why, Frenosuke is working on carpentry, and Usohachi is selling toad oil, and Orobi is practicing to be a geisha so that she can go, where the Shogun is. We also find out that the Shogun's name is Kurozumi Orochi. Almost confirmed right there that Orochi is going to be like a devil fruit user that can turn into a dragon or something. Or that, he can split into 8. There's going to be something to go on with the story of Orochi, I'm sure, because Oda doesn't do that for no reason. It's probably going to end up being dumb and amazing at the same time, and I love it, and I'm super excited for it. Because Orochi in mythology was the 8-headed dragon that ate the sword Kusanagi that Susanoo no Mikoto slew. Then we get to see Zorojuro, who is being forced to commit seppuku for the crimes of murder and stealing Shusui. And of course they think he stole Shusui, or someone related to him stole Shusui, or he stole it from the thief who stole Shusui, because it was taken, along with Ryoma's remains, by Gecko Moria back in that pirate attack. But while Zoro is sitting there going, hey, this doesn't have a hilt on it. Verily. And they have to explain to him how seppuku works. He figures out that the head official over this execution is the killer, and uses the seppuku blade to cut him, and the building, and the ground, and basically the sky, Mihawk style. I thought that was a really fun twist, and of course at the end, he apologizes to Kinemon. I thought that was amazing. Getting to see Zoro using a little blade like that in the way that Mihawk would have. Getting to see Zoro be Zoro. After all this time of not seeing Zoro, it was really cool. And I just thought it was really funny that he immediately has to throw the plan out because he's captured again. It was just really nice. We got some good reveals this week. We got to see Wano. We got to see Marco. For all of that, I have to give One Piece 909 Seppuku 2 thumbs up. It was amazing. Very well done. Following that, we have the Promised Neverland 93, The End. We get to see Emma fall. And Luvis thanks her, laying her on the ground. Everybody goes wild seeing Emma down, and Luvis gives them his respect. Luvis has really gotten the hunt from Emma that he wanted. This is exactly what he had hoped would happen. We get to see memories flash before Emma of her new friends and her family, of Phil and the sister. She pushes against herself, even as she feels herself falling. It's a really powerful scene, actually, of Emma drifting downwards while looking at herself going, no, I can't die. I'm not finished yet. I can't die like this. Then she remembers Norman. And this is really powerful. I took this as the will that Norman passed on to her, as the will that, as you see shortly after, their mother passed on to them, that she remembers what she was handed, basically. She remembers what's on the line. And we see Norman, lace his fingers into her and pull her up. And then we see their mother reach down and pull her up. And Emma stands up. And when Emma stands up, she is holding the gun that she picked up in the shelter that holds the capsule bullets that I had completely forgotten about. She can't talk at all. She's got no voice. But Ray sees it. And Ray knows what she's gonna do. And Ray knows Emma, so he tells everybody to unload. And we get to see this moment where Luvis is seeing all the bullets flying at him, and he's getting excited. But then he sees the bullet that Emma shot. That is the flash grenade bullet, the flash capsule, I suppose. And he realizes that he could close his eyes and get hit by all the bullets. Or he can leave his eyes open, get blinded, and still get hit with all the bullets. And he realizes that this is it. He takes the shots, he takes the flash grenade, and as he staggers from the damage, he remarks that humans are the best. That man shoots him in the eye as Luvis dies, smiling. Seeing Emma get up was good enough. Seeing the memories was good enough. That would have made this a great chapter. Seeing Norman and the mother's will continue to push her along would have been great. But Luvis dying with a smile on his face. Realizing that the hunt that he had asked for all his life was here. That's the best there could have been for Luvis. The end. It's such a good chapter, name for this moment where Luvis dies. Because it's a fake out, too. Emma's dying, But it's so good. And Luvis dies smiling. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for sure. Oh my gosh. Luvis has been such a great villain. Because Luvis is evil. Luvis is inherently, hands down, definitely evil. He's not killing humans and eating them to survive. He's killing humans and eating them because they taste better than game he didn't hunt. But Luvis has been such a good character because he accepts that flaw about himself. He goads people into being a better hunt. And then when they beat him, when they legitimately win, he lets them have the win. Luvis could have still closed his eyes just to really be like, ah! But he doesn't. He leaves them open. He takes the hit. He sees it coming because that's the death he sought all this time. Not a death for the sake of dying, but a death on a hunt, losing under his own power to enemies that could beat him. Oh man, do I love Luvis. I'm sad to see him go, honestly. I know this was how it had to end, and it never would have ended any other way, but I love Luvis, man. He's the best. Oh. 2 thumbs up. After that, we have My Hero Academia 189. Endeavor is back up! This is the week of people getting back up when they should be dead. As Natsuo begs his father to give up, Endeavor spits out blood. We get this moment where, the family is going, Natsuo is going, why don't you just give up? Just call it. You never were going to be as good as All Might, but you kept trying. And then his sister's like, don't you think he knows that? And it shows that this family still has this connection, even if they don't want to admit it. And Endeavor refuses to die. As people panic, the news showcasts a world without a symbol for peace. But one boy is just shouting out, I got super teary-eyed at this point, by the way, shouting out that, don't you see those flames back there? Endeavor's still fighting! High-End is confused, thinking that Endeavor must be able to regenerate as well, but Endeavor's well past his limits. It is sheer willpower, his raw firepower that is keeping him up right now. Pain is keeping him conscious, and he continues to go. Blood is everywhere. His eye is giving out, but he can still see victory. Oh, man. This chapter did so much for me. Because, I already liked Endeavor. I already liked the tragic, past that he himself had caused on himself. I already liked how hard he was fighting to circumvent that. But this chapter just sells Endeavor in such a good way. We get to see Hawks come in for the assist. And that is when the best set of panels of this entire chapter happen. Where there's a panel of All Might and the gulf between him and all the other heroes. And all the other heroes are just, woo, All Might, he's the best! And Endeavor has a little piece of wood with a rock on it. There is not a single way you could have, Horikoshi, conveyed Endeavor's desire to catch up to All Might better than that panel. Because there's no way that's ever going to work. The gap is too wide. Putting a piece of wood down there and putting a rock on top of it, that's never going to let him reach him. But everyone else isn't even trying. And although Endeavor doesn't know how to cross that gap, he's attempting to. And that alone is what got him to the number 2 hero. And now has made him the number 1 hero. It's that tenacity. It's that desire, that willpower, that firepower to go for number 1, even if he doesn't know how he could possibly get there. And yes, it's made him make some mistakes on the way, but oh my gosh! I kinda wish the story was just about Endeavor now. Cause he's got to number 1, but he's still not there yet power-wise. But he still hasn't given up. Cause he still doesn't feel like he's reached number 1 yet. Oh man, what a great chapter. 2 thumbs up for sure. No other way to put it. Definitely looking forward to more. Endeavor has risen in my favorite characters now. Mirio is still number 1. But Endeavor has become my second favorite character in this whole manga, and I did not think that was going to be the case. Oh, man. I can't stop thinking about that little piece of wood with a rock on it. So good. 2 thumbs up. If I had more thumbs, they'd be up too. Chapter of the week, for sure. After that, we have Food Wars 269, Megumi Tadokoro's Hospitality. Megumi made a curry kids meal. The ingredients are from the area, giving it a really unique feel. But it wasn't curry at all. It was gumbo. Megumi had noticed his accent and made a guess based on it that he was born in the American South and probably had gumbo a lot. So I love this, by the way. But I just want to point out, what are the chances? I get that she got his accent. That's cool. Where she figured out where he's from? That's great. Even if it was just a guess, still, good guess. What if he'd never had gumbo? What if he just didn't like gumbo? I mean, it was a good pull. It was a very good pull. But I live in the southern United States. I like gumbo, but I don't eat it that often. I'm just saying, what if he hadn't had gumbo? What if he... Regardless, it worked. It was a big gamble, but it worked. Nobody calls out how big of a gamble it was either, but sure. We also find out that Megumi, who excels at the taste of home with her cooking, has been traveling. And by the way, this is the coolest power-up, time skip power-up that a character will ever get. Usopp's in One Piece is really good. For an inventor like him, just finding a bunch of stuff by living in a forest and having to survive every day. But Megumi got better at cooking because her specialty is making things that taste like home. That's what she does, the taste of home. So she went and traveled around the world and found a bunch of other tastes of home. Yeah, she does that enough, she'll be the best. So yeah, that's really cool. Then things get a little weird. Where Megumi's what he really wanted, what Monarch really wanted was a warm, gentle hug. A taste of home. And sure, that makes sense. Why not? Then we get into a mom's cooking. And a panel of Megumi holding Monarch, who is dressed as a baby. And all I can think about is that Yakuza side quest, where Kiryu walks in and finds a woman who's taking care of men dressed as babies. And then Megumi tells him he's been a bad boy, and it just felt a little weird. Megumi's like a snow rabbit. She needs to be kept away from things like that. I don't know, it just felt a little weird to me. But regardless, it was a fun chapter. I'll give it a thumb up. Thought it was really cool seeing Megumi get her power up. And I do think it's a little weird that like she can just travel. I mean, she's the 10th seat, so I guess she can do that. I guess if everybody at Totsuki had access to that, it would make them a lot better. But, you know, maybe that'll open up for everybody now. Who knows? Maybe Aaron will think of that. After that, we have Black Clover 163, Smiles, Tears. Rufus still wants to fight, but Magna and Vanessa pin his arms down, so Asta can free Luck. Rufus gives into rage and begins to transform. Just telling him that the humans, what you humans did! And Asta apologizes for it. Even though he, wasn't there. He still apologizes, because he can. And asks Rufus if the people he cares about would want him to do this. And Rufus stops. This weakens him enough that Luck is able to break free, though he was almost reunited with his mother in death. It's interesting to see that I don't know if it was Luck giving in to Rufus' power, and that was what we were supposed to be understanding there, or if it was Rufus giving into the rage and Luck being swept up in it, and that's what was happening to him there. But regardless, it was pretty cool, as Luck, walks away. We also get to see Luck seeing memories of meeting all of the different Black Bulls, and Rufus also sees a memory, and tells Asta he wanted to make friends with humans too, before he presumably dies. I don't know if he's still in Luck's body, and Luck's in control now, the way that it was with, William before, but it seems like he dies. And then Luck stands up with an expression we've never seen from him, as he cries, and asks if he's still one of the Black Bulls. It seems that Rufus affected him deeper than this other mage, because it looks like he's almost restarting, but still dealing with, he's asking if he's a Black Bull like them, but he's doing it from the perspective, it almost seems like his mind is a little shattered, and it'll have to be put back together. But that would make sense, since he's been under the control of an elf that's been, trying to tear his body apart. And of course, Magna and Vanessa hug him, as Asta cheers. All's well that ends well. Rufus dead forever, but maybe. But all the elves were already dead, so, the people who had the body before get it back. That seems like a good thing. So, we'll see. I like Luck. I'm glad he's back. I'm assuming he probably gets a power-up from Rufus' magic. Now he can control Rufus' magic that's still in his body. Or maybe Rufus' magic leaves. I don't know. But we'll find out in the next couple chapters. Because we didn't really know much about the other mage that was freed. But we do know Luck quite a bit. So we'll see how it goes. If I had to guess, though, he gets a power-up from it. Regardless, this was a fun chapter that I'll give a thumb up to. I thought it was pretty cool having Rufus be like, I wanted to be friends with humans too. I didn't ask for humans to come in and kill all my friends. And Ash just being like, yeah, sorry about that, man. I'm really sorry about that. We didn't do it, but I feel really bad about it. But, your friends would want you to do this. And I thought that was fun. Because normally, we joke about talk no jutsu, especially with Shonen, and, how easily it converts people. But the elves were legitimately nice people before all this happened to them. And yeah, they were giving into their fury at the fact that they were mercilessly slaughtered. But they were still genuinely nice people at the beginning of all this. So it makes sense that they would be like, I was upset, okay? I needed a Snickers. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I thought it was really fun. After that, we have Dr. Stone 64, Hotline. Tsukasa has a mountain of people he's waiting to revive, and has revived 32 others already. So this number's a lot lower than I thought it was, because, and in fact, I actually feel a little weird about this, because we saw the people that Hyoga let die. So, did Tsukasa bring back some weaklings, and then have this mountain of strong people waiting, but they needed some weaklings to be able to, like, help the strong people. Because it's always, like, the more that I look back on those guys, the more I'm like, that doesn't seem like a Tsukasa thing to do. Because Tsukasa's all about power, and those guys did not have a lot of power. But maybe they were just grunts and weren't part of this 32, and the 32 are, like, actually the tough people. I don't know. I immediately thought about that and was like, Regardless, Magma comes to the conclusion that smashing these people here would be the best way to stop Tsukasa, and he's absolutely right. But Gin considers who these people were and stops him. We also get, like, a lot of time spent on number 32, so I feel like he's probably going to be the next one that Tsukasa wakes up. Or number 33, I suppose. Well, of course 33 would be the next one they'd bring back, because that's literally what they said in the chapter tree. Alright, come on, let's keep moving. They find Senku's grave. And what a perfect place to plant the phone. But in the process of digging the hole for the phone to go into, Magma makes a little bit of noise, and they get chased off by a brand new character who has pointy shoes and a bow, and almost gets Gin with an arrow. Taiju, the superhuman that he is, digs it up with one fist, and Senku picks up the phone and says, "Hey, bud." Taiju roars out his name, causing the person watching them to think that he is grieving, as Senku tells him that he missed him in his loud voice. This was a really fun chapter. Getting to see the Tsukasa Kingdom, getting to see, some of the other subjects that I'm sure will wind up being brought back, and we will wind up having them there. Getting to see a brand new character who looks pretty cool, has like a little hat on, he looks pretty nifty, and then getting to see Taiju and Yuzuriha again. Very happy for that. I'm going to give this one a thumb up as well. Really clever place to put the phone. So, also, Magma being really smart, because that absolutely would have stopped Tsukasa. But, our heroes are still heroes, so they can't bring themselves to do it. After that, we have Seiji Tanaka 2, Assignment _ Noise. Oh boy, do I love this series so much. Tokioka dreams of a sexy secretary, but he already has one, right? Then Tanaka transfers into the school. It's time to recruit the world's 3. First up is Genai, the man who makes the time travel. First up is Genai, the man who makes time travel a reality. To get the school's registry to try and find Genai, Tokioka has to do a ton of assignments, but he refuses to let Tanaka help him. He would rather die than do anything a president wouldn't do. This leads to a really cool sequence where Tanaka has to stop another assassin who is using sound-based weaponry, and Tanaka refuses to let him interrupt the president at his work, and so uses the force quit hanky to dampen the sound. We, of course, see the next day that Tokioka not only did the work, but doubled the work he had to do, which changes the teacher's opinion of him a little bit. And then they have their info. Now Gendai, Naui, that's the word, Gendai, is the target. This was fun. It's a really good chapter. Getting to see Tokioka slowly grow into the person he needs to be able to lead all these crazy people is really cool. And getting to see that, Tanaka follows him for a reason. He's not just the president. He's the president who is the right person for the job, basically. He's the kind of guy you want to work under. And he stands for that. I think that's really cool. I'm really interested in getting to see Naui Gendai. I feel like Naui Gendai is going to be not at all what we expect. Like, they talk about how this person's one of the best in the world and has won all these robotics competitions. And I really want it to be, like, the most unexpected. Granted, you can only do that so many times, but hey, I have faith. All told, though, definitely going to give this one a thumbs up. Thought it was really good. Force quit hanky. Amazing. After that, we have We Never Learned 69, a post-festival celebration of X. Both dazzling and lovely. They market the udon to lovers, as expected, and by tying it into the legend, it works pretty well, actually. Yuiga and Furuhashi are trying not to think about the kiss as the day winds down. Ogata thanks everyone, as Yuiga realizes he's pretty tired, but he had more fun this year than the last two. The fireworks are set up, and everyone in the world that we know of in this manga, basically, tries to push their preferred girl onto Yuiga, who falls onto Asumi and Kurisu for the sake of the legend. The fireworks, unfortunately, did not shoot off. We get to see moments later as Furuhashi is telling, her friends that they're going to have to talk, and Ogata is telling Sekijo that she's mad at her, that someone helps Yuiga up as the firework goes off, and he's holding that person's hand. We don't see who it is. Ogata, Furuhashi, and Takamoto cheer the fireworks while Kurisu looks away, and Asumi has an open physics book with her eyes closed. So obviously the question in this chapter, because this was a fun chapter, by the way, is who was the silhouetted girl? We don't know. That's, unfortunately, I looked at that a lot trying to find clues. We really don't know. It easily could have been Kurisu, because she's, looking this way, she doesn't want, to acknowledge that she helped him. It could have been Asumi, and that's why her eyes are closed while she's got the physics book open. It could have been Ogata, and she just turned from being mad at Sekijo to help her. Could have been Uruka, because we don't really see her doing anything else towards the end of that chapter. And it could have been Furuhashi, who's just like, we're going to talk about this later, but now I got to help Yuiga up. There are reasons it could have been all of them, and there are reasons it could not have been all of them, basically. Furuhashi's the one who normally would help Yuiga. We see that when she gives him the stomach medicine, when he's got a stomachache. Then there's also the fact that Kurisu cares about her students and would help him. The fact that Asumi is just always wanting to tease him and would very obviously grab his hand. The fact that Ogata feels like she owes him very especially because of all the udon and would grab his hand. And the fact that Uruka, is really happy about the costume that he made for her and, might have pulled his hand. It could have been any of them. If I had to guess, I would say Kurisu, but I would also freely admit that I wanted it to be Kurisu. So I don't know. All told, though, this was a really fun chapter, getting to see the costume again, getting to see tying the udon sales into the legend to get people to go for it, putting the little heart on the top of the udon bowl. That was super clever. And then just getting to see Yuiga being like, yeah, man, this was fun. All told, it was a really solid chapter. I really liked it. And I'm going to give it a thumb up. So with that said, we've reached the end of Jump for the week. We'll be back next week with another exciting episode of the Weekly Shonen Jump Breakdown. I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that Jump has to offer.